So how I acquired an accent as an Indian on the internet for free. Well, it's actually a pretty crazy journey for me. It all started when I was sitting in the reception and there was this one receptionist and whenever she would pick up the call, she would actually take it up and say, "Good morning, how can I help you?" It was such a strong American accent, and whenever she would do that, like I was there for like an hour, I guess, and she would do that for like 3 or 4 times, and and every time she would do it, I was so infatuated by it. And then I thought about it, it just stuck in my subconscious mind, right? And then a few days went by, and I started to notice that everyone who was around me, like especially on the television, on the media, who had an accent and they would speak, I would be so infatuated by it. I was like, bro, just imagine how my life would be if I could just speak like them. If I could just speak like them, how amazing would my life be? I just wanted to be in the category of the people who actually had an accent. It wasn't that I was bad at English. I had a pretty decent Indian accent at the time, and I was pretty comfortable with it, and it got the job done. But I don't know why. It was just something about the accent of the English native language that got me thinking, bro, if I just have it, like how amazing my life will be. Like I get to include myself in that group of people like who actually have this kind of accent. Like it's so good. And I was absolutely infatuated by it, right? So that's how it started, and I just like I didn't really know how to acquire an accent completely, right? Because there are a lot of things that go into an accent, and it's not something that you can just pick up by just like that. So I just started to watch a few videos here and there. It was during the lockdown time as well, so I would just if you watch a few videos here and there, and then I suddenly realized that, bro, it's actually not that hard in the first place, and there are just a few tricks and tips that you gotta do somewhere here and there that actually helps you acquire an accent. And so that's how it went. And at the time, I didn't really know much about accents, like which sort of accent was good or bad. I didn't really know like what I wanted out of an accent, so I just went with an American accent, and I did learn it. And I think for beginners, that's an easy one, like because you just pronounce the R's all the time, like water, airport. Like it's pretty easy, I guess, for the beginners who are just starting out to learn an accent. And that's how I went for it for I think about a year. And then come around the second year, I am actually watching a lot more videos on accents, and then I reach a certain stage, and then I start to notice all the different accents. You get these kind of funny videos where they compare all the other kinds of accents. I started to look into that, and then I first kind of hated British accent. I was like, who would really like it? And then I saw a few Japanese people, like there's a video on YouTube if you can search it, where they say that like a British accent is more preferred in the Japanese folk, like really would like to learn that kind of accent, like they find it more attractive. And I was like, just makes no sense. Like British accent is kind of sucks. Like what? Like come on, like what's that? I mean, I don't really know. Like what do you want me to do with that? So that's that. And then what happened was like I was actually going through it like just spontaneously like that. And then there was this sudden video on YouTube that I saw that came into my feed, and it was like American accent versus British accent. And I was like, okay, you know what, let's give it a try. And then I learned a few things about the British accent that I found really helpful, I guess. It was like something really intriguing, and I was like, okay, fine, let's give it a shot, let's see what it's all about. Let's search about the nuances of it. And that's how I actually, started my British accent journey. And then I realized, bruh, like you don't have to pronounce all the R's in the British accent. Like it's not airport, it's like airport. Like it's not perspective, it's perspective. Like it sounds kind of easy, and a few other reasons that actually led me to then switch my accent from an American accent to a British accent. And the crazy part here is that I still have reminiscence from the American accent. So if you look at my accent, sometimes what happens is that I still have that reminiscence from the American accent. So even when I'm speaking from a British accent, sometimes that American thing just comes out of my mouth sometimes. So that's that. But then again, I did study a British accent, and then even British accent, it's like not one thing. Like there are many British accents. So you've got the northern England, southern England, and then even southern England, like what side are you on? So what goes on and on. So that's the thing, like there are many things even in the British accent. So I actually found the modern RP accent that's like usually spoken by the British celebrities and the royal family, like the upper echelon of the of the British society. Though that might sound a bit racist or something, I don't know. Like I just find it really good to hear. So that's what I stick with, and I would say that it's pretty good. Like I really enjoyed it. Particularly, I really like the accent of Tom Hiddleston, Loki. The guy who plays Loki in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and other characters like Daniel Radcliffe, who plays Harry Potter. So like things like that, you know what I mean? Like so those kinds of actors, like actors who actually have this kind of modern RP accent, which really is something that I resonate with. Like I really love like the accent of that, and it really is something that I actually found a passion for, and that's something I really enjoy as a thing. But then when I was learning this accent, I was just completely lockdown time, right? And after lockdown, I come to India, and in India, everyone speaks in Hindi. Everyone speaks Indian. So like everyone has an Indian accent here. And I was the only kid, perhaps one of the only kids who actually had an accent, who could actually speak English proficiently with an accent, right? So I come to India, and everyone's like, "Bro, what are you doing? Like, stop that accent. We can't understand you. Like, who the hell are you, bro?" And I'm like, guys, I don't care about you. Like, one thing about me is I don't care about other people, what other people think about me. Like, and that's like from 10th class, that was ingrained in me. That's who I am, bro. So everyone's like, bro, that accent, and people should talk shit about me behind my back. And I was like, I don't care. I actually don't care. So, you know what, I'm actually a pretty fanatic when it comes to like speaking with other people. Like I actually have a passion for like public speaking as well as like learning accents, right? So I would just go on to stages like, and I would give like talks and everything whenever the time came up for that, and everyone would be like, "What the hell is this guy doing? Like, come on, man! Like, come on!" But there were few guys, like there were few friends actually. There were few people who were actually really liked it, and I would say like learning my accent has made me has made certain people really attract to me because of that. Like some certain people are attracted to me because of my accent, and I don't really blame them for that. Like it's actually a beautiful thing I find that that is something that I really like about those people that like me for my accent, because it was not easy by any sort of the imagination. Although I would say anybody can do it, but it's not something like very hard or something. It's possible. Like it's possible to if I could do it, you could do it too. So that's the thing, and I will share you one of the stories that I had. Right, I'll share one story with you, which is like really close to me. So so during the time I came to India, I had a lot of skin diseases and acne. All right, so I went to the skin doctor, and like she was talking in English with me. So I did my mojo. I did that, and I don't know particularly why, but I was feeling a little extra, so I just went fully out. So I just went completely fully on there. I was like, like I just went fully out. Like I was like accent times 10, accent into 10. Like that's it. I just went fully blown, and I just blew her mind over with my accent, and she didn't really expect it. So she was like, "Are you in NRI?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then, which country are you from? Like I said, I saw Saudi Arabia, and she was like, "Oh, really? I thought you were from like from like UK or America." And I was like, "I know, right?" It's pretty funny. I know. And that's how it began, and that was really funny. I would say, like I pretty much shitted on her. Like I just went fully bang on her with my accent, and that was something that I really liked. Right, and so then after that, I would say I had a lot of encounters because of my accent. Like I had a very interesting conversations with a lot of people regarding my accent, and it's something that I proudly carry with me. And I'll show you one more story with what I had. It's like there was this one time where I was with my class, and there were like a few group of friends of my class with me, and there was this one guy who actually told that he was actually talking in Telugu, and I know Telugu too. So I was like, I could understand what he was saying. He was like whatever he says, people should understand it. Like he was kind of mocking me. So I was like, bruh, like say what you wanna. I'm not gonna leave my accent. It's my thing. It's what I do. Right? That's what I did. I was like, bro, you can do whatever you want to. You can say whatever you want to, but I'm not gonna leave my accent. one of the funniest thing I found about it is that I have a cousin of mine who's older than me, and he was like really hard, and I have huge respect for him. And it was like one of the times, like I think he called me once or twice, like during the beginning. He was like, "Bro, like don't do that accent in India. It's like it's not really appreciated here. You know, you're not really, you won't be able to really communicate with other people, and it's not good and all of that." And I was like, I listened to that. I listened to that. I tried to follow it. I just didn't really, there was some time where I just constantly like stopped myself to not go full out of my accent. But then I was like, nah, this isn't me. This isn't me. Like this is what I do. Like for me, my accent is something that's part of my identity right now. Like that's how I am. That's how I speak. So if anyone says that, no, even if anyone says to me, do not do that, I'm like, sorry, bro. I can't. I'm sorry. So that's one of the things that I want you to realize as well. It's like, if you have something in life that you are proud of, that you had to work for to gain it, then don't hold yourself back just because other people are uncomfortable because of it. It's just part of you. You earned it if you have worked for something. So just wear it like you own it. And so that's why I keep making these videos as well. So if you really want to learn accents on the internet, it's pretty easy. You just gotta go out there and figure it out. There are many people out there who are making you learn an accent for free. Like there's a lot of nuance to it. It's surely gonna require a decent amount of time and effort and practice. But I assure you, once you do that, it becomes automatic. You don't even have to think about it, and it's become something that's part of you, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. I found it pretty amazing. I hope you do too. I hope this helps. And another thing is you can learn an accent. Like in the final analysis, I'll tell you this in the conclusion time. You can learn an accent on the internet for free. So there are no excuses if you don't want to learn it. And I hope this helps.